I'm Kyle,
I'm Michael.
Ethan.
and we are gonna put in our votes for the Game Awards 2023 as a unit.
Yep,
I mean, obviously,
Yep.
not
totally.
obviously different votes per person, but we're gonna do it together.
Yep.
I totally didn't already do this.
No,
Totally.
not at all. All right,
Um,
man, it's really gonna start us at the big one. Should we do Game of the Year right off the bat?
Why not?
I mean, we can skip it if we want.
Oh no, let's get this one.
Yeah.
All right, move on next.
Okay.
So, best game direction awarded for outstanding creative vision, innovation in game direction and design. So yeah, this is the part where this is gonna get. The only rough part is, yeah, I haven't played like Alan Wake.
I was just thinking that Alan Wake 2, which I've
Have,
heard
have
good
any
things.
of us have,
And
have any of us actually played it?
no.
But I've heard ridiculously good shit.
Yep. Same.
But I don't know. I
I
personally am going to give direction to Baldur's Gate 3
That's what I was thinking too.
because it's pretty impressive the way everything works together in that game.
Yep.
It's
Just the whole every single thing you do, like even the most tiniest little things, like affect your game. Like it's
yeah.
crazy.
I don't know how they thought of every possibility, but
But
it's
they did.
something. It's something.
Yeah. I agree. I'm voting that one too.
I mean, I'm voting Zelda just for two reasons. One, because I played about 5 minutes of Baldur's Gate.
Right.
In the entire, I own it. I haven't played much of it.
Ooh, the
That's
next one's got some different votes.
fair
and
argument.
and two, I don't really just like I've never been a big fan of everything you can do is different.
That's
'Cause I
fair.
just get too paranoid. I get way too paranoid about them.
That's totally understandable, actually. Well, moving on to the next category. Yeah, best narrative, storytelling and narrative development.
Narrative.
I mean, I'm still gonna have to give it to Baldur's Gate 3.
The disappointing part is I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, but I haven't played that, so
It's the only one that's lost. Yeah, I'm like I gave it to Baldur's Gate because although personally I hope that I mean I've heard a lot of good things about 16. I'm still a bit peeved that they've locked it behind PlayStation, like idiots.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet he could go all day telling us how mad he is about that. It still seems like such a weird.
I'm like I've heard a lot. Yeah, it was. I don't really. I,
it's only for
was it?
PlayStation 5.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation exclusive for at least until the end of this year, probably even longer.
And it doesn't play on PlayStation 4. It's only new gen.
Yeah,
I don't know about
I'm fairly certain
Is
it's
it?
only new gen.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's even worse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could totally be wrong.
Honestly, I'm just gonna look right now.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
other
it's-
two on here, the Spider-Man 2 man, I've heard great things, but as far as I can
It
tell from
says-
everything I've seen, it's just another Spider-Man game.
It says platforms, PlayStation 5, and Microsoft Windows.
Well, I don't trust.
I wonder if that's
things on
preemptive.
Microsoft Windows. Yeah, because I mean, they did say it will come to. Also, a term of Microsoft Windows doesn't. Really
Oh, it
mean
says
anything,
official.
'cause
There's a thing right now that says officially coming to PC. Let me
At
see if
some
there's.
point, yes.
Let me see if the date.
I was gonna say, does it have a date?
Did it give it a date at all?
I don't think so.
'Cause,
Mm.
for a while it said, yeah, it's coming. In 6 months is when we're allowed to go to other consoles, but we won't be doing that. It will be later than 6 months, is what they've said.
Damn.
Oofda.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to give it to Baldur's Gate because it's the only one I played on here. So.
Yes, and like,
All right, moving
next?
to next category. Best art direction.
ooh.
Interesting.
I guess I'm not surprised I gave it to this.
Interesting. What'd you pick?
I picked Mario when I first did this. And I first was like, why? And I'm like, oh, because the art of Mario is nice.
And
This is again just, I'm like, Zelda's very similar art to Breath of the Wild.
yeah, see, that's why I can't give it to Zelda because it is just Breath of the Wild again, and Breath of the Wild got all the love for that, and the praise for that. But yeah, this is just a sequel.
So yeah, and I'm like, again, I don't know anything about, like you said it's good. Before talking to you, never heard of Alan Wake, just so outside of the, I live under rocks.
I thought the first one
I
was a niche horror game, but apparently it's popular enough to have them make another one now, and it's supposedly really good, really unique.
So yeah, like I just have to give it to Mario. It's the only one I played, and the art of Mario was just really good.
I'm actually doing pretty much the opposite of you guys. I like the Mario, art and design and stuff like that, but it seems like a Mario to me. I also did not play Breath of the Wild very much, so I can really appreciate the Tears of the Kingdom kind of thing.
That's
'Cause I didn't
fair.
get it from the first one.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
No.
A big part of me wants to give it to Hi-Fi Rush because that was such an awesome looking game, and it's one of the few unique things to come to Xbox. And I haven't gotten to play Eliza P, but to me that's just another Bloodborne game. The reason
Yeah.
I want to give it to Mario isn't because of the general style, but because of the way the characters were done in the game. There's a lot of unique expressions they have, and the way that the models were drawn to constantly be at a fixed perspective and have like as much emotion as they do for being tiny little characters. That was worth the hype that they were like. That was a big part of the marketing. Was like, look at what they do and how they react and all this stuff. And honestly, I thought it pulled off in game pretty nicely. Outside of that, when you look at key art and you look at just pictures, it's just, yeah, it looks like Mario. But honestly, in motion, I was surprised. That's hard. I got to give it to Mario. I didn't get to play Hi-Fi Rush. Sorry, Hi-Fi Rush. Feel like you probably deserve it too. But whatever. We're gonna move past this. Next category.
Next song and score and music, guys.
Yeah, this is a slam dunk, easy one for me.
Me too.
It's Zelda.
It's Zelda. I vote, but I vote.
Mine's
Sorry,
between two choices, and again, I haven't gone through too much of Baldur's Gate, so I've completely finished, Zelda, so
Yeah.
it's definitely gonna be that one. And
Zelda's always had amazing soundtrack, and
Yeah.
it's done it again. Like this is another banger of a soundtrack.
It's so good. And I like Baldur's Gate 3's music a lot. Like, it's catchy. But eventually you realize it's a lot of the same tunes over and over again in slightly different styles.
Yeah.
Before you're like, oh, this is all kind of the same
I
thing.
do have a question. When do these get announced for the categories they're gonna be? How long before the awards, or does no one know up until now?
Like, what do you mean?
What do you?
Like
Yeah.
these 5 that we're doing right now made this category for the top game or whatever,
Yeah, the top 5 music score.
Yeah,
Music.
when do you find that out? Like when we're doing right now, or do they release that early at all? Like what you know you're gonna be voting for?
I don't know when it officially was released, but it was released a good amount of time ago. This official screen. It's like
Only
right
'cause
when they announced what?
only because I was thinking of next year or something. If I could get some kind of list and play these at least a little bit, so I can vote more. Because I feel sad that I haven't played a lot of these. Like this next category, I haven't played any of these.
Oh,
so it's
that's
disappointing.
fair. They
Yeah.
announced nominees. It wasn't super long ago. It was in November.
Yeah, no, it's like when they were announced, like they'll do it when the start people. Yeah, it's like early November is when they announce it
Yeah, it's not a lot of time, which is
because
fair.
they take as much time as possible to collect data.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so wait. All right, moving on then. What is the next category? Audio design.
Audio design,
Mm.
just ambient.
Yeah, this is a hard one to vote for
mean,
when I didn't play 3 of them.
I didn't play 4 of them. I've heard. I mean, I didn't hear anything about the audio of them, but I've heard of Dead Space. I played a little bit of the OG Dead Space. I mean, I'd still have to give this to Rez because I just also think that
Did we
Rez
play
is,
Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, we played a little bit
Yeah,
of it. Did you
we all
forget me
played a little bit
backstab?
together.
I backstabbed the boss guy.
Oh yes, I do remember now.
And there's
Remember the entire clip that got cut?
yeah, you
Yes.
gotta bring up
Well,
bullshit.
Okay, wait. Entire clip. You mean clips, plural?
Well, don't need to.
Clips. The
What was
entire
it?
stuff
Was it
was
2 or 3 times, Kyle?
I don't remember.
You're not kidding.
Oh my god. Put me in charge of anything.
You definitely have to go back to a previous video of us and put in the audio of Did we not get any of that audio and just our
I
disappointment?
I think it's no. Is it just zero audio? Was that the case?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and check. Probably.
Because if it is, I think I made this because I think it was zero audio, and I think I said what we should just do at this point is we should just replay
Oh
the
yeah.
video
Yeah, I gotta go
and
back
then
and see
just
if we
have
can
us
find it.
voice over it and when we're all together.
Yeah.
As long as they actually captured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one I think that the only one that didn't work that way was the actual good one where I did assassinate the bull because I think it was just really choppy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I come a long way. Kind of. I want to vote for RE4 for this. I'm probably gonna give it to Dead Space because Dead Space, the remake, is one of the few games that honestly fucking scared me.
I pretty much have to give it
It's
to
a-
Resident Evil 4 because it's the only one I played.
Yeah, like I have not played the new one. I'm just trying to go through the first three before I play the new one.
Fair.
And from the style of game Dead Space is just
Alrighty.
yeah.
Move.
Again, I have not played.
Cool.
Next one.
Yeah, moving on to the next one
Performance.
is best performance. See if I know any of these.
I technically didn't know any of them.
Right.
I mean, you'll know one.
Well, yeah. I know the Star Wars one, Cameron Monaghan.
I mean, I thought you would know the one from the game you've played.
Oh my gosh! I didn't realize Neil was on here. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if I was that crazed about his work. Like, no, like everyone in that game did fantastic, but it wasn't like that kind of like holy
I
shit.
haven't gotten there yet, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure if I know names correctly and I'm not falling off the edge, I feel like that's Astarian's voice actor. Hold on. I might be falling off the edge.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And I wasn't a big Astarian person. He's not in my party.
He's only been in my party
Yeah, I know.
this whole time.
I honestly, though, I'm going to give it to Yuri Lowenthal for Spider-Man 2. He's the voice of Peter Parker. Just because I've heard insanely good things about the narrative in that game and how much he put into it. And also, I already like him from other stuff he does. So I'm going to give it to him.
Go ahead, Ethan.
I'd have to move to Cameron because I mean I have not played Survivor yet, and frankly I don't know any of the other characters, but I've played the previous Star Wars Jedi game, so I have listened to him from there and I liked it. So I mean, one being the only one I know, two being one I still liked. He's got to get mine.
In all fairness, I do like him as an actor.
And you know what's funny? It was between two choices for me because I'm not doing pretty much any of the categories because the only one I know is Astarians, and I haven't played honestly too much of it. So I was just gonna do it to my favorite actor, and it's between Idris Elba and Cameron, and I'm giving it to Cameron.
Nice. I know I want to give it to Elba too. I love him to death, but I haven't.
Yeah,
played
me
Cyberpunk
too. He's great.
at all, and I haven't looked
I'm
at anything about it. Nada.
I'm a huge Shameless fan, and he's a great character.
Yeah.
In Shameless. I've seen the whole series. He's phenomenal.
The next category is innovation and accessibility. But what bums me out is the lack of explanation why each of these games was chosen for this category. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it just like supposed to be like a cross-platform kind of thing? Like how much you can play it on everything?
I think it's meant to just be like that, as well as how much it pushes the tech it's on. Because I mean, Spider-Man 2 is a PS5 exclusive.
Well, it's
Whereas
for
Also,
if I'm not mistaken, it's for in accessibility terms, it's for reaching wider audiences, as in saying like people with disabilities and stuff like that, like giving more options for
that makes sense.
customization for color blindness or things like that, or
Okay.
sight blindness. If they operate on different modern controllers and things like that.
yeah,
That
I
kind of
would
stuff.
not know then.
Which is why
It's
it
gonna be
bums me out that
tough
there's
for me
no
to vote for.
explanation for him because
Right.
like I'm sure they all have their reasons for being on
And
the list.
they might all have phenomenal features, but I just wouldn't know any of them, even if I played them, because
No idea.
you have to probably put the settings on in the game.
You'd have to be aware of what they offered for sure.
Right.
Which is why they
right.
should have put a list under there. Like, this is what it did. These are the features, that kind of
I
shit.
agree.
I wonder
I
if that's
agree.
somewhere else.
I'm gonna give this the. I'm even better for the one I voted because I'm just gonna give it to the one that's probably the hardest to adapt into having these settings, which is going to be Diablo because MMORPGs are very hard to add extra settings to.
I mean, in my head, just looking through all these, the one I feel like would be the most accessible to everyone would be like the racing game. Honestly, Forza.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of these games.
Yeah. I would agree, but I also, and it's innovation and accessibility, and racing games to me don't seem like they would have. I mean, like they're probably the easiest ones to get
Exactly.
accessible to all.
That's why I think it has the most accessibility. I mean, it's just kind of it is because it's the easiest, but it also seems like it would have the most. So
Yeah, I have a
Who
hard
knows?
time voting for this one.
Again, who knows?
I'm a big Path of Exile fan, and I know Diablo is very similar, but I've never played Diablo 4.
Fair.
I've only played Diablo
Like the
3.
older-
So
Well, with that then, let's move on to the next category. We've got Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Ethan had mentioned he hadn't heard or played any of these, and now that I'm looking at them, holy crap, I've only played one of them. I've heard
None.
insanely good things about Venba, but I've never played it. But I did play Chia, and it's such an easy vote for me to cast that it's not even funny. That game is straight up Breath of the Wild meets Mario Odyssey. Like, that game was dope. All about that game.
Honestly, I'm just going to say mine real quick. I'm also going to go Chia just because I trust Kyle's opinion, and I have not played any of these.
Dude,
Yeah, that's the same here.
it was a
I've
game where
not even heard anything about any of these. So.
in Chia, you play as a little girl on an island who has like magical abilities to like shoot herself into things, and it, like literally like anything. Like you walk up past a rock and you can become that rock, and then like you can get really good and launch. If you're an item, you can propel yourself forward with momentum, and then you can jump out of it. And if you start getting really good, you can push yourself forward with momentum, jump out of the item, grab the item again, and propel again, and like keep just shooting yourself upward.
Ooh, that's cool.
And you can like take over birds just to if you're trying to get somewhere else faster and stuff like that. But it has a bunch of sailing mechanics in it too, when like swimming and hidden things. And it does get a little tedious and repetitive, but like it's cool. These are little tiki guys you can become, and some of them like shoot magic like missiles. Like, it's random as hell, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
All right. Next one,
Let's get
best
started.
ongoing.
Best what? Oh, ongoing.
I'm going.
I mean,
I mean, for me, this one's easy, but it's
I-
probably different than both of you.
I feel like it's easy for me and Kyle.
I want to give it to it, but I don't.
What?
I like,
What? How are you not gonna give it to
I
it?
should, because it's been doing great, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. They just laid off a fuck ton of people. I don't know, man.
Damn,
I don't
really?
I don't play Apex though, and I've heard good
Well,
things. But
I have played Apex,
I
just
mean-
not like a ton.
yeah,
I have, but it's still not getting mine.
and I've heard Cyberpunk had a hell of a turnaround.
I feel like
It's, the DLC brought it back. I don't care.
I feel like I've heard a lot about Final Fantasy way back in the day, but I haven't really heard much about it now. And then Genshin Impact the
mean-
same.
I know.
I mean, Genshin's just dead. Is just not a good game.
Yeah, I'm not even bothering with looking at that on my list. I might have to, just out of respect, give it to Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk went from the worst game on the market, make sure you don't buy this game, to you have to absolutely 100% experience this game through its DLC. Like the turnaround is 0 to 100. It's insane. Full 180.
Kyle already knows my vote.
I gotta give it to probably one of the oldest games on here. To the also the only MMO and the one of the longest running MMOs besides WoW,
Yeah, I figured you
which
would.
is Final Fan. because yeah, it's still going, and yeah, it's not talked about a lot, but it's because it's. But I mean, it because also you're not crazy in the I mean,
No,
you
but
don't
like I
like
said
it's
earlier,
deep in the MMO.
yeah, like I said earlier, people that play that game, people that play the FF14 swear by it, like they up and down.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've played pretty little of the game, and I still think it is an amazing MMO. Like, if it wasn't a monthly subscription, I would play it way more than else. But I have to. I play WoW, so I gotta deal with that monthly subscription.
I have also heard a lot of good things, and I do have friends that play Final Fantasy. I've heard a lot of good things, but I definitely have heard less about it than like back in the past.
That's
So
fair.
that's just. And I kind
Yeah.
of have to give it to the one I currently play and have played for pretty much since it came out.
Yeah, fair.
Before
The one,
before,
yeah, the
before
one I
people
played
before it
maybe
got
5
popular
minutes.
and actually people actually played it.
Right.
Like that. That's how long I played it. Not maybe necessarily in the middle of all of it, but
Yeah, but
played it then
still,
and now I play it now. So it's mine's Fortnite.
fair.
Person.
Moving on to next. The next category is best community support.
For this one, I am going to change what I voted for.
Dang, right before the Baldur's patch too.
Well, what?
Is there what did they say everything that's going to be patched
Well, supposedly it's going to be really
and
good.
updated?
So why not specifically, but there's a lot of game breaking shit that they said is going to be fixed. There's like certain bugs that they've been hunting for and they're really happy to have done. Supposedly it's huge, it's big. A big thing is they are super vocal online. So the Larian, because Larian Studios is technically like an independent studio, like they are super vocal online about what they're doing, what people are saying, what they know is an issue. They have been nonstop detailed about what they are going to be doing, and they're going to release them physically next year. And they did announce that this new patch 5 that's like out today or tomorrow, whatever it was, that patch will be releasing on the physical Xbox discs as well, which
Oh,
is
that's cool.
impressive. So
That is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
so between them and Cyberpunk turning it around with their current ongoing
True.
stuff, like those two, it's
True.
really close for me. But I will probably end up going with Baldur's Gate because they have not beat around the bush or anything. They are straight up like, yeah, this is fucked. Here's what we're doing. It sucks they don't have the crossplay yet, but the fact that they're discussing everything and being like open about it and transparent is enough for me.
I mean, I probably have the hardest one here. I mean, I guess kind of hardest, as I am a Destiny player through and through. Destiny, though, at the moment is kind of shooting themselves and shot themselves many times in the foot. As anybody who's played that game knows. So, although I would like to, they're not in the place to actually get this reward at all.
Yeah, which is
Not
a bummer.
until they fix something, or else they're either just gonna, or they're just gonna die. Really, truthfully, it's they're in.
That's very
So
fair.
hopefully, Final Shape will put them back into actually getting the reward from me, getting a reward.
Yeah, it needs to go out with a bang.
No, they need to get the Final Shape needs to be amazing for them to not fail. And then otherwise, I mean, I again don't know enough about Baldur's Gate, and as a person who's paid a lot of attention to the Final Fantasy XIV community and all that, it's also an amazing community, and the company is just really good at communicating with them.
Yeah, I figured you'd end up at 14 if not Destiny.
Yeah, it's 14 is just some of the best community and stuff at all. Like any MMO, really. Like it's like the best of all MMOs.
I'm gonna have to pretty much be the same as Kyle. It would be between Cyberpunk and Baldur's Gate. 'Cause I played Baldur's Gate, and like you said, the whole turnaround with Cyberpunk. I do like what he said about the whole I didn't know, but now that I do know the whole vocal, what they're gonna do, and that they've expressed the crossplay, because that's really big for me. I honestly don't understand. Like I feel like most games now are, as Ethan coined a little bit ago, shooting themselves in the foot by not just making things crossplay.
It's got to have something to do with the Xbox edition because I don't even think it's out on Xbox yet. I think they've been
No,
struggling.
not even
Yeah.
not even necessarily just this game. Like a lot of games.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
Why,
No, for sure.
Why are things being exclusive? Like I get it, maybe in like the beginning 6 months, year, whatever. But after that, like every game nowadays should be cross-platform.
Yeah, that comes right
Yeah,
back to
I would.
accessibility too. Yeah, being able to let more people fucking access the game.
Shit,
I
got
would
it.
agree, but there's just the war between. There's also the theoretical war between PlayStation and Xbox that might be affecting things.
Yeah, whatever.
Again, I don't know a lot about it. I'm not a company,
Maybe.
but
If anybody,
I don't
it's
know.
Sony. Microsoft keeps trying, like as much as they keep trying to buy everybody, they're also trying to always be fucking buddy.
Yeah.
All right, next
Um.
category.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine was Baldur's Gate.
oh, my bad. I
No, it's all good.
ain't.
skip him.
Nobody cares about my vote.
Oh, this is my hardest choice. Is best independent game. This hurts a
And
lot.
I'm just gonna say mine real quick. Mine is gonna be Kyle's because I've never played any of these. See, this is why I would like a list because I feel sad that I haven't even seen gameplay on any of these.
Damn, dude, these are good, and
Cocoon sounds familiar, so if I had to vote anything, I think it'd be that because I've actually heard of that at least. I honestly haven't even heard of any of these other ones.
Okay, so you
Unfortunately.
probably heard of Cocoon from me because when I was playing it, I wouldn't shut up about it because it's like
That's probably where that.
it's like I don't know, Portal meets up down like almost Metroidvania.
And now, literally, as you said that sentence right there, I'm like, I do remember you talking about this though.
It was super good, but it was also kind of short, and the narrative is kind of vague. It's super interesting, and if I play it over and over, I'm sure I could figure out the general consensus of what they're conveying. But it's a lot. It's a game that was impressive because like I can't even write down on paper how I figured out the puzzles, but I figured them out, and I eventually reached credits, and I was like, holy shit, like I did that. I don't know how I fucking did that, but I did that. So that was really cool. It did shit that we haven't seen since like again bringing up Portal and Portal 2.
Mm-hmm.
Dredge, another ridiculously good game with multiple endings. There's only a couple of them, but like it seems like this simple fishing loop where you go out and you catch fish and you sell them at the market, but there's this ongoing narrative where you talk to people at different docks, and if you stay out at night, like you can get attacked, you got to keep repairing your boat. It reminded me of like sailing in Wind Waker a lot, and you never like go on land and walk around, but it ended up having a really cool story. It was really creepy. It was stressful, but it was fun. It was adventurous. And then there's freaking Sea of Stars, which is like Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest, baby, independent masterpiece.
The fact that you just said Chrono Trigger, I now have to change my answer.
Dude, honestly, I think
If it's even slightly like Chrono Trigger, it's my answer.
well,
I
that was an
love
RPG,
that game.
right? For like little
Absolutely.
team party? Yeah, okay. That I'm on the right
That's
page.
probably
Very
one
similar art
of my
style.
number one played RPGs.
Sea of Stars, I think, is going to win this year, regardless of what the hell I vote for. I think it's going to take this home, no problem. But that is another. It was a it's a game that for someone when I was like I don't like RPGs. That's the first one I started playing. Then I was like shit, maybe I kind of like RPGs. And now I've been like playing more this year, and now I'm playing Baldur's Gate and all this other shit. So Dredge might be one of my favorites. Cocoon's ridiculously good, but I will probably end up voting Sea of Stars just for overall quality, and it's pretty dense of a game too. And it's got like it's freaking got the combat in it's really cool too because it's turn-based still, but it also has the action buttons where you press A on attack, or like if you want to keep your attack going, you have to keep timing A at the right time to keep the attack. It's just very
Not gonna lie,
not immersive. It's you're just very involved.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm looking at a little bit of gameplay of Sea of Stars right now. If the people who made Secret of Evermore made this game, it looks very, very similar. I don't even know how to look that up, but
I don't know, but what I do know is that everyone here should play Sea of Stars, but you should also at some point play Dredge and Cocoon. Cocoon will take you like 3 to 4 hours. Dredge a little bit longer, and if you're not really into the narrative and doesn't click with you, totally understandable. But the loop for me was just I played that game constantly until I beat it. And now I have the DLC and I gotta play that too. I haven't started it.
I think, yeah, when I did this, I mean, I voted Dredge just because it's the one I've heard the most about. I've seen a lot of it, like it's been everywhere.
It's so cool.
There's been a lot of talk about it at the moment, so I went, yep, that I don't know enough about it, so I'm gonna give it to you.
Whoop whoop. Alright,
Next one.
we can move past. Best debut.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
I was literally just trying to look to see if Secret of Evermore was.
Oh yeah, shit. What'd you find? Anything?
I'm close right now. I'm trying to look at what is this, programmers, designers? What is this? Oh, designers. No, not the
Studio.
same.
Oh, okay.
But it
I'm like-
looks seriously. If you ever just look up some like gameplay of Secret of Evermore and then look at gameplay of that, very very similar.
All right.
I'm doing Sea of Stars because he said it's like Run True.
Yeah.
So, easy.
So moving on to the
Damn it.
next one, pretty similar. Best debut indie game, which this kind of recovers me from our last decision because now I can pick Dredge or Cocoon. Even though I've heard Venba's great, I've heard it's amazing. We're gonna have to vote Dredge for me. I'm gonna have to do that for debut, for sure.
Dredge.
I think I have to do Cocoon because that's like the only thing I've heard about.
That's fair, and I'm glad someone's voting for it. They're both so good. They're so good.
Okay. I'm gonna do Dredge again.
Fair.
I mean, the next one's gonna be so easy for me because I haven't played any of them, but
Yeah.
one of them is
both
my...
are picking this. I know you are.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
What are you picking, Ethan?
Oh, definitely the FF7.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I will too because I don't know enough about the rest, and I've heard more good things about every other Monster Hunter game except for now. So we're just gonna go with Final Fantasy.
I cannot believe Final Fantasy VII Remake has been out this long and I still have not played it. For the amount of times I've played the original Final Fantasy VII and like 100% of that game, like I was just so into that one in particular. It's probably at least top 2 of my favorite Final Fantasies, and I still have not played the remake.
I'm very intrigued to hear about when you do. Very intrigued because I've never played.
And
I've still never
and
played
the
the
thing-
original, but I've played the remake and I loved it.
And honestly, the thing that baffles me is I have heard the gameplay on the remake and how far it goes into the story, and it literally blows my mind that there's not going to be like 7 games because of just they did a very short amount of time of the first game. Like you do
Yeah.
so much more in that game. That was probably like 15% of the actual Final Fantasy VII game.
And it's
so I'm like,
fucking dense. Like,
right. So like, how are you gonna do another 85% in? I mean, I don't know how many games they plan to do, but
well, we know the next one's gonna be chonky as hell. They already said
I
it's
would-
gonna be multiple disc release,
oh dang.
just like Baldur's Gate is.
I have it on one disc. It's called my hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's
Sure.
called my hard drive on my PC.
Fair.
It's called my solid state drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna give that to
Got
FF.
it.
I will say, I know this mobile Final Fantasy game did get a lot of flack because it's got exclusive story content not in the games and only on a mobile game, and everyone was like, "Well, that's kind of shiesty."
Oh,
But
Quick,
Why is that upsetting?
I don't know. I kind of feels like a common thing for getting incentive for people to play another game, but it's a mobile game, and mobile is a.
I mean
It's a
that's agreed, but I thought that's common practice.
yeah.
Isn't that like meant to be business practice? Like it puts the fun game to make people want to play it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I understand it's a mobile game, but most people play 90% more mobile games than they do probably any other game.
All right. Well, the next category is a weird one because little experience.
oh yeah, real quick, a little side tangent question. If a game comes out and then gets released later for like cross-platform or multiple systems or whatever, these are only for this year, no matter what, even if it comes out later.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless it's coming out this year, that doesn't affect.
That's slightly unfortunate because I was just thinking about God of War once it gets released for like cross-platform, because if that came out on like that one category, whatever it was, I forgot it was, but if it came back, I would definitely vote for that.
Yeah.
As I have it literally pulled up on the other screen right now.
Yeah, it would have to be like a remake or something, which obviously is years away, but like, yeah, wouldn't be up there.
Anyways, next category.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're best
VR, AR.
VR AR. Yeah, what the?
As the only one here who owns a VR, and still haven't played any of these.
But we have
I mean,
played. Didn't we play Resident Evil one time
I
on the
mean,
VR?
well, we played.
Yeah, we
four.
played Village.
We played 4 VR.
We played Village.
Village normal. We didn't play Village VR.
Yeah, we've not played Village VR.
Right.
We have played the original 4 on
So
VR.
the most we could give out of these is pretty much we played a Resident Evil in VR mode. So honestly, that's probably what
Yeah,
I'm gonna vote for.
I'm just gonna vote for it
I
anyways
did
because I
anyway.
have Resident Evil bias. And as much as I like the Horizon
Yeah,
games, I heard pretty mid things about their Call of the Mountain games, though.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I've never played I mean, played like maybe a little bit of one. The other ones, the other three. I mean, I don't get enough info to really vote for them. Also, one's a driving game, and I don't like driving
Yeah, I
games.
bet
So
GT's cool, but yeah, no, I ain't doing it. I have heard great things about Humanity, but I don't know, I'm not voting for it. I don't know enough.
I don't know. All right, next one.
Makes that easy. Moving on to best action game.
All right, I'm gonna say mine real quick first. Only
Do it.
because I've heard a lot about it from my buddy at work who keeps telling me I should get it. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's not cross-platform, which is disappointing. Also, it's Kyle and I have talked about either this one or the first one. I can't remember. I'm gonna vote for Remnant because I'm pretty sure we talked about
Also,
the first one before, right, Kyle? Or is
Maybe
it this one?
vaguely, but yeah, no, I don't know a lot about it.
I've seen a lot of it, so I think that's what I also put mine. But that's because I've literally never heard of any of the other ones. I think okay, I think I heard like a mention of Dead Island 2 at some point, but I don't even know what it is.
Meh.
I have heard of Dead Island 2 as well.
I
I
don't.
think one of my buddies told me to get it at one point.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know enough about the rest. I'm gonna have to give it to Hi-Fi Rush because I at least have knowledge on that title, and it was a really cool, unique, impressive game. Not the only of its kind, but for its time and for what's coming out right now, it was nice at the time.
Right. Next.
Nice.
Yeah.
Action adventure, man. Yeah, it's easy vote for me.
Me too.
Very, very easy vote there.
I mean, I've only played one of these, so it was either going to be my favorite actor, or not my favorite actor, but one of my top actors, or Tears of the Kingdom. So,
Yeah,
Tears of the Kingdom it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely my
Tears of the
favorite
Kingdom.
action adventure.
Yeah, I'm like, it's got to go for me. Again, I played a little bit of Res 4. Haven't played any of Seven. And also Zelda games are just my heart. So,
Yup.
Okay,
yeah.
I actually have a good opinion on this next one.
Oh
but
man, best
someone else can go first.
RPG. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, bias, I'm still gonna have to give it to Baldur's Gate 3. There ain't nothing like it in terms of fucking choices and team-based shit.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing too. Just again, the amount of things that affect your entire gameplay that we've already done, and we've I've only sorry, you played it way more than I have, but
The player customization is just out the
crazy,
window. The team
crazy.
customization out the window.
You have
It's
so
just,
many characters that have different interactions if you have them in your party at that time.
well, and
You
just so many
cannot get
different
characters,
abilities you can do too. Like holy schmauzow, it's a lot.
but even just like just the role playing part of it, just like the interactions, like you can like we just saw the other day, we literally two of our people were just talking in camp, and then one killed the other one, and then we all turned on the one. Remember?
Yeah.
That was just like, what? We just killed one of our literally your main character that
Yeah.
you made. You killed him, and then our entire team turned on the one that killed him. It was just like that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely gonna be that. Otherwise, probably Final Fantasy, just because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. Although Sea of Stars up there because of Crumb Sugar again.
Yeah. Right.
Ethan,
I just went with Baldur's Gate. It's the only one of these I've played.
fair.
That's fair. And you know it's the worthwhile choice, man. You're on the right team.
Am I really? I gotta get to play with you guys so I can actually play
I
the
know.
game
I can't.
longer than 5
I
seconds
know.
and
I
headbutt a
can't
wall.
wait for that crossplay. It's gonna be so nice.
So yeah, for people who want to know my troubles with this game, one, it's decisions. Two, it's I have some of the worst luck known to man. So I end up rolling 90% bad rolls and kill myself 24/7.
Yeah.
I've died on the second fight in the game. How?
Wait, where?
Oh,
Which
did you go
game?
for the devil? Don't go for the devil.
No, I don't even know what that is.
If it's the one thing, if you just ignore the devil fighting the mind flayer, you got to run past him.
Oh, not that. No. Okay. I guess the fourth fight then. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I count that as the tutorial.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So is it the fight outside the gate
Uh,
to the grove?
probably. I don't. Probably. I don't know.
Because that one,
I
that
don't know what's the Grove. What's officially the
yeah.
Grove?
See, yeah. We gotta get you. I can't wait for cross.
Honestly, if he said like fourth fight or second fight, I don't even think he's made it to the Grove.
That's possible. Yeah,
If I had to guess,
it's possible.
there is that like
I
one
don't
fight,
know. I got
like
murdered.
kind of in the beginning with like there's a lot of the fire on the ground like after the ship crashes, and there is that one larger dude in the middle that has like a decent amount of health points, but you have to go past all of them. You remember, Kyle?
Yeah.
I mean, if someone could tell me what the Grove is, I can tell you.
There's just
It's
a point where you
Yeah,
get
you
to
go.
a gate and there's people outside that are trying to get in and they all get overrun by goblins and you have to help them fight off the goblins.
Oh yeah, no, not made it there.
Damn. Yeah, man.
I guess the one point I died in was where you can get whatever the other, I don't know, one of the characters who's trapped in a cage.
Oh yeah.
I
Was that
died
Lae'zel?
there.
Oh whoops. Yo, you started fighting those people?
No, I just misrolled 3 different times.
Axel. Yeah. Nope. That'll do it. That'll fucking do it.
I misrolled 3 times, got into a fight, and then just couldn't do anything. And then tried to fight them, and then they just killed me because I missed like 4 hits.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones you just want to avoid, and that's one of them.
Kyle and I
roll that
have
way.
definitely gotten very unlucky.
Oh, we
It's
say
sometimes.
scum a lot because, dude, some of these rolls are some bullshit. And if I'm gonna be in one story for
Not
140 hours,
not even the rolls, the fights sometimes where literally like 12 times in a row we'll just miss. And
oh
we're
yeah,
like,
Lae'zel missed 4 times the other time.
Right. It's like what are we doing here?
Right in the fucking row, standing right.
90% chance to hit and you don't hit. You're just sitting here like, what? What is going on?
I'm a head with a wall, man.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah, it's that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
rough.
you're getting critical hit and poisoned and blinded and hold and
Frightened
frightened.
is the annoying one, dude.
Frightened and hold, both of those.
Fuck those. Oh man, but yeah, it'll be great.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yeah, well, this is actually the people who when I failed. Also, I mean, I had an amazing time of I didn't know I needed to like constantly save myself. I thought it auto saved.
Yeah,
like
it
well
does,
enough.
but few
It
and far
doesn't.
between, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to a part and died. And it's like, oh yeah, you got to go back like 4 fights. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's a bitch. Oh, well, shit. Oh, back on track.
Oh yeah.
Next category is another one I'm not going to have a lot of insight in. It's best fighting game.
Unfortunate, yeah.
God, I
I mean,
I gave this just to the game series that I liked more than the others.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm just gonna vote for Nickelodeon because growing up, Nickelodeon. I mean,
I don't even know if it's doing well. So
as much as I think I heard Street Fighter 6 is great, I want to vote Nickelodeon as well, only because of how much better than the first one I've heard it is. I heard like the Switch version is not worth getting, but the other ones, like it's just such a step up above what the first game was that I'm like, oh okay, that's respectable.
I've heard mixed reviews about Nickelodeon, so I'm iffy about it.
That's fair.
As a person who played the first one as a meme with people.
Yeah, the first one was pretty mid, and this one I heard improves in every way.
I've heard a lot of okay and bad things about it, so I don't really have an opinion on it.
Fair.
So I just went with the one with the series that I've liked the most, which for me was Street Fighter.
nice. All right, next category, and I can officially say I have at least seen gameplay on every single one of these games.
Hey yo, best family game.
I have not. I have
category.
not.
I have seen Kyle play 3 of these. I have played with Kyle on one of these. I've played one, and I've seen a lot of gameplay on another.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of gameplay on Party Animals.
Yep, same.
But
Maybe a little.
it's not. I don't know if it's unique enough that I would be able to vote for it.
Yeah, that's very simple.
We talked about Pikmin 4 earlier. I was like, the game is so good, like so stupidly good that I wish it was in a category it could actually win in. Because I do agree with what Ethan said, and that is that it is not necessarily a family game.
Yeah, I'm like, I've heard good things about Pikmin 4. I don't think Pikmin though is a family game.
It's only in there because it's a Nintendo game. That's how they classified it as fucking family. You gotta love that
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
It's got barely any co-op, if like which it's super fucking shallow the co-op it has, and it's a great game, great strategy, but it is not a family. Nah, there's no way. I'd love to give it to Sonic for being a great one-player game, but the co-op in Sonic Superstars is a pain
Ooh,
in the ass.
is that the one we played with your kids?
Yeah,
Yeah,
From
it
the little bit we
kind of
played, I was like,
is.
yeah, dude. The co-op on that is rough. That's
Honestly,
bad.
just the camera, just like
It's
they
bad.
they try to do their own thing with it, and it just
So what I would say, I think Sonic Superstars should have been exclusively two-player and not four,
Okay.
and it should
Okay.
have been Lego style. Like the Lego games, if you're together, the screen converges and it's one screen, and then if you separate it,
Right.
splits the screen down the middle and it splits you up. That would have been
that's
freaking
interesting.
perfect. That would have been
Honestly, I've never
perfect.
played a game like that, which sounds really cool.
it's good, it's fun, and I agree because yeah, playing it and it's just one, it kicking whoever's the second player, and two, it never knows who the first player or the second player even are, so you're swapping
Yes.
constantly, so it just
Yes.
kicks random people to death.
Yep.
There was quite a few times where I was in the first player, like I was running ahead of everyone, and all of a sudden I got like the teleport thing or whatever it's called, you know.
It
And I
kills
would,
you.
yeah, I'm just sitting there like, wait, why was the camera not on me?
That happened to me, and this ticked me off is because Kyle beaten the game already when I played it at the point. So I played Sonic, so I just went Super Sonic. I zoomed, and the game went no, and now you don't even have Super Sonic. Have fun.
Yeah, it was whack. He went off screen and bubbled, and when he came back, the ability was gone, and I was like, ouch.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
that does
bogus.
suck. So for me, it really, most people I think are gonna pick Mario. Can imagine.
Big Mario.
Is a great choice. It's a great local co-op. Online co-op with friends, we obviously have discussed for long ends how lame that is. But online by yourself, also great. Kind of almost innovative. Not
Yeah.
entirely, but a little bit.
Yes.
But I'm struggling.
Local still screws.
I'm struggling because Disney Illusion Island was a legitimately good co-op Metroidvania. Was combatless, but like the exploration was straight up a Metroidvania game, and it was so smooth. And for a freaking brand game, like what's the word I'm looking for? But just like a game based on an existing IP where they're usually like crap or mid or just for kids or that kind of like that was a legitimately good game. I was surprised.
Mhm.
So that's hard because Mario was so fantastic.
All right, before you vote, I'm gonna say mine just so you can hear my opinion.
Yeah, let's go.
That'll help persuade you. I also agreed with the Disney because I did play with you and your family, and it did seem very easy to play with family, very family friendly. It was a great game too. It wasn't just like, you know, so dumbed down where if you're like an adult playing with the kids, it's kind of like, okay, this is definitely just like a kid's game. So
Right.
that was great. However, just the fact about the characters in Mario, like if like you have a kid or a child, like you can pick a character that legitimately doesn't die,
True.
which is just super family friendly in my opinion.
There was a lot more accessibility in Mario.
There's like secrets for the adults with like all the wonder seeds, which basically make the level extremely harder most of the time. But if you're a kid, you might not even find it or have to do it. You can still just beat the level. Also, with the whole online thing, the whole standees, that makes it so much easier for kids when they do finally get to somewhere that's difficult and they can't figure it out. The standees really help, and bubbling with the online players just really helps. So it's
Yeah.
like even if you're playing alone as a kid, you don't even need an adult because like all that stuff still helps you just so much. So
Well,
honestly, that's why I'm gonna give it to Mario.
Yeah, and I probably will too, because you're absolutely correct. And that's why I think Mario ended up on so many of these lists. Is not just because it's another Mario game, but because it's online. It's just good. It's
And so
especially for
unique.
solo. It's fantastic. They took a great of all games. They took a great note from fucking Elden Ring about community notes, which I know they're not the only two games to ever do this, but they're the two most
Mhm.
popular to have implemented that mechanic. And it's good, helpful. Although I still do need to beat the game entirely offline.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go Mario because the ones we've talked about not being great, and I've never played. I've never even heard of the Disney game before.
I do feel like it flew way under the radar and it had a decent amount of marketing for
It
like, yeah.
it did. Because I didn't even hear about it at all. And then you were just like, hey, we should play this game, and I played it. I'm like, wow, why have we not heard about this?
I
Or at
own it
least me.
physically. I should 100% let you borrow it sometime, Ethan, because
Oh yeah.
it's so not complex and it's not like gonna rack your brain, but it's genuinely fun and fun to explore.
I
I
I
think I
would
think you would enjoy
agree.
it. I think you would enjoy
Yeah,
it.
I would agree you should, except for in like 16 days we're gonna have an expansion we have to all play, or me and Kyle have to play
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
Pokemon baby.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Which I've heard great things about that too, but that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, it's not on here,
No. So
sadly.
next category,
Sim.
sim strategy.
This one I lied to Kyle about.
You lied to me.
I did, which I guess makes sense.
Yeah, I already know what my pick
I
is.
picked I picked Pikmin because it's the only one that I heard good things about.
There were
I
I've
mean, I've seen a good amount about Fire Emblem, but I haven't actually heard anything about it besides just the parts that appear in Nintendo.
fair. What were you gonna say, Michael?
um I've played previous Fire Emblems. I do like the Fire Emblem series. However, the only gameplay I've seen out of any of these is Pikmin over at your house. So
Fair.
I'm picking
Yeah,
Pikmin.
I've heard a few things about Engage, I think, when I've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard great things
I don't.
about Cities. I've heard great things about Advance Wars, but it's a remake. I don't know a lot about Company of Heroes. Fire Emblem Engage didn't get a lot of the same love that some of the previous games have gotten. That was
Yeah,
definitely
like I remember.
middle of the road.
Yeah, I just gotta give it to Pikmin.
I got to give it to
So
Pikmin
in my
not just
opinion.
because of this list, but also because like there was too many good games this year for it to have gotten on a better list. But this Pikmin 4 is stupid good. They put rail grinding in a Pikmin game, and it pretty much anytime you put rail grinding in a game, you're already putting it up to at least an 8 out of 10. All right, and to get
True.
into a Pikmin game is that's good job. I love that. But that game, seriously, I haven't beaten it yet, but it's consistently a good time and it makes you think, but it doesn't punish you for not being super clever. You don't have to be the most impressive Dandori expert where you know how to separate all your tasks in the best way. It just encourages you to do so and it teaches you better ways to do it. And it's great because the past Pikmin games are fucking stressful. Okay? The countdown day shit, I hated that. It always made me feel like I was never going to finish the game on time. Pikmin 4, no stress. Love it. You're for it.
Sorry, people. This is no longer a PG stream.
Ah,
Jeez,
whatever.
Kyle. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. Whatever. Next category.
This is
Hey,
unfortunate.
it's everyone's favorite category, guys.
Oh, good lord, as if I give any shit. I'm voting Hot Wheels, baby.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking
It's
too.
guys, it's best racing. There's one sports on here. It's best
Oh, that's a
racing.
Yeah,
good
true.
point. Oh, come on.
I mean,
There we go.
I'll give it the sports. One, because it's the only sports and I find that funny, and two, because it's soccer and I don't care about cars.
That's fair. I loved the first Hot Wheels game. It wasn't as deep as I wish it was, and I've heard insanely good things about the second one, including the fact that it now has a course builder that you can do. So I'm easily voting for that
I've
shit.
heard nothing about racing games because something I just put them out. I don't like racing games.
All right. Well, then moving on to the next category is best multiplayer. Interesting.
This one is
Um,
interesting.
I don't know. It's hard for me to give it to Baldur's Gate or Super Mario because Baldur's Gate is not cross-platform yet, which is
Yeah,
unfortunate. Super Mario Bros. Is obviously, Nintendo.
Oh
Diablo
man.
4 I feel like you can play on quite a bit of stuff.
you can, but Diablo 4 is. I would like to inform you that Diablo 4 is probably one of the lowest performing Diablos at the moment.
Probably, but I'm just talking about like the multiplayer, like for me, it's what you can play it on for this one. I'm not sure we can play Party Animals on, honestly.
Irrespective of game genre or platform.
Yep.
Take that.
Yeah. So I'm kind of stuck because Baldur's Gate 3 is better with more people, and the multiplayer aspect of it is fantastic. But it is glitchy as shit. Like that pisses me off. Like it's workaroundable, but it sucks that when we're playing, who knows what patch 5 dropping today did for the game because I haven't played it yet since the patch dropped. But it sucks that when we load back into a game, we have to go to camp, and main player has to kick all the people out of camp so that
Yep.
the secondary players can have them join again and be on the team. That like the game should save who was on whose team at the previous save. It's kind of weird that it doesn't know how to do that. On
All
top
right,
of that,
I have to interject for a second.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut this short soonish. So for these last 10, we might have to speed them up a little bit.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah. So between that and then the fact that there's no crossplay and the fact that you can't listen to me without it removing your camera and it glitches out the camera and then we have to reset. Yeah, no, I can't give it to Baldur's Gate because it's not up to where it needs to be. And I honestly want to give it to Mario or Party Animals because they're the two I know the most about. And I like Mario Bros. Online that they have. It's a great innovation, but is it good multiplayer? Is the question. So
True.
But I didn't play Party Animals, so I'm gonna have to give it to Mario.
Ethan,
I'm giving it tomorrow.
nice.
Diablo 4 has had a really weird set of multiplayer. And personally, I just liked how they did I mean, they had the weirdest part of multiplayer where it was kind of it was mandatory for the game to make it vastly easier,
Right.
which I mean, I guess could be seen as a good thing in this category, but I have the belief of a balance between multiplayer and solo is what makes a good multiplayer.
Nice.
Fair enough.
I already went to the next category, and it is a juicy one.
This is an easy one for me, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
I'm biased.
It's tough for me. Honestly, I unfortunately I didn't play Castlevania or seen Castlevania or Gran Turismo, but I've seen the other three, and it's honestly tough for me.
Interesting. So I really like Twisted Metal, but I don't think it's like prime cinema. Like or necessarily the great. I will say they did a good job adapting very little to something very big.
Thank you, because that's exactly what I was gonna say. But go ahead, keep going.
So that's fair. Last of Us was insanely good. Had a faltering middle. Didn't like the Kansas episodes very much. They added a little more than they needed to and took away a little more than they should have. Character-wise, though, they got all the characters that pre-existed perfect. That part's great.
So good.
I'm biased and I want to vote for the fucking Mario movie because I fucking loved it and I watched it repetitively and I listened to the soundtrack so much it ended up in my goddamn top 5 Spotify rap shit. Like, I don't know, man.
And maybe slightly paved the way for a Zelda movie.
Yeah, for
That's the only one I care about.
which is probably going to be a pile of jack and shit. But the fact that it's going to exist is great. We have high hope.
Hey! Keep your hope up that it's not.
Kyle, never say those words again, or we're not friends anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Excuse me.
Shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna be biased and vote Mario movie.
I'm also gonna vote the Mario movie because it's the only one I've actually seen.
Yeah, you gotta watch Twisted Metal, dude. It's a fun time.
I'll watch that. That one I'll watch at some point, especially now that I know that I have access.
You don't have to watch Last of Us. It's okay. I cried almost every single fucking episode. You don't have to watch
I also I have no actual connection to Last of Us. I do have a connection to Twisted Metal.
So the reason why I would choose Last of Us is because, to me, if the video game never existed, phenomenal show. Like, it doesn't even need the video game at all aspects. Like, it literally looks like one of those top shows, like The 100 or just something along those lines.
That is an excellent point. That is an excellent point.
That's why I would choose this one. Twisted Metal, again, what Kyle said before, took so little into so much, and it was just, to me, phenomenal. I love the storyline. Like, obviously not like top tier. They did. Again,
it was goofy, but it was good.
Yeah, but it was still so good. And then the Mario movie, so great after having so many years of Mario, finally releasing just a fantastic movie. Again, like I said before, a little bit paved the way for possibly a Zelda movie, which I'm so hoping that it's great. You know, like if they even take like a little bit of the inspiration from Mario, like it should be good. Honestly,
take.
I think we have to give it to Last of Us.
Yeah, no, your explanation for Last of Us is good. Nah, I don't blame you for that at all. It was a good fucking show.
Hey, next one. Quickly, people.
This is technically the last one because after this, it's just content creators and esports, and I don't know any of that shit. So,
Yeah, well, it's the last one for Kyle.
yeah,
So,
fair
yeah.
enough. Most anticipated game, though. I think we
Yeah,
all have the same answer.
I mean, technically, yes. I will say that for me, these are all both not anticipated, specifically just because, I mean, seven's my number one, but I also have not only just the time until it releases, but then like another 6 9 months that I have to wait for it to come to like PC. So it's at this point, I'm just waiting till the end of it all, until they all come out.
I will I'll say mine really quick. Basically, I've seen a lot of Hades, never played it. I'm sure I would also looking forward to the second one, but I don't know about that much. Don't really know much about the others except for Final Fantasy, and I guarantee when I play the first one, I'm gonna be jonesing so hard for the other ones to come out. So
For sure. Because
I'm gonna
I'm
pick
jonesing for Rebirth, and I haven't played the original, so I'm easily picking that.
Can I just select the Final Fantasy VII, whatever the last one is? I forget its name.
Oh,
Final
most
Fantasy VII.
anticipated. You're gonna pick the remake?
The third one in the series, because that's the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just bring
fair.
Because
them
then it
all.
means I'll get them all. Then
Yeah.
at that point I'll get them all.
No. Oh man. Yeah, after this, I'm next categories. I'm just not gonna know enough to really care. I don't know who
I don't
any of
either.
these
I don't know
people
any of
are.
them.
No,
No, no, just click it. I just clicked the random one. You're next.
I clicked Iron Mouse. I don't even know what it is, but
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
a
even gonna
VTuber.
bother.
enjoy your vote.
Enjoy
Okay,
your
well,
vote.
oh my god, this is so easy for me.
I mean, yeah.
The one I played again, not since it came out, but pretty early, and still played today.
Oh, League.
Yeah, I have to. I mean,
I voted League more just because I don't. I mean, I might have a hot take, but I mean, I don't even think is PUBG Mobile an actual competitive scene?
I've actually played like only 2 games. I've never even played PUBG on my computer, but I've seen a decent amount of the mobile, and I've actually played. It is a very quality battle royale shooter, like for your phone. Like it is surprisingly good. So I would definitely encourage people to vote for that.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, Dota 2. I played some, but to me, it's just a clunkier version of League, in my opinion. And
That's like, yeah.
I played Counter Strike 2 and Valorant. Unfortunately, I am not a fan of the you can't move while you shoot aspect. So I honestly am not huge fans of those games, even though I have a decent amount of hours in Valorant. So yeah, it's League of Legends for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's pretty much right. I picked that too, just because
I've also Kyle needs to play that at some point.
I know I've tried like twice.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll play Kyle. When we play, I'll just play way worse than you.
That'll be great.
Play the way harder role. I'll just still do worse, even though I've played longer.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm gonna have all the hot takes in this just because I don't care. Because the competitive scene I'm really weird in.
Mm-hmm.
One, yeah, I've never. I mean, I heard about it when it came out, but so far PUBG Mobile to me has been so dead that I didn't even know it had a competitive scene.
Right.
So I feel like there could be much better options here than this.
That's a very valid point.
I'm like, these like the selection here is what's more weird. I'm like Dota 2. I do know it was big back in the day, but I feel like League has kind of just surpassed it at this point and become the new better version.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I feel like Dota's just old, and then Valorant and Counter Strike. I just don't like the games.
I'll piggyback off of Ethan's because he was kind of given a different aspect than I was. I will say, in my opinion, Valorant is probably the biggest quote-unquote esports game right now. Honestly, it's mostly in my opinion because it's newer and it's kind of like the Counter-Strike better version of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And I feel like League has simmered down a little bit. It's not as huge as it was. It's still, for how old of a game it is, in the esports scene, it is still huge. But unfortunately, it's just not as big. But it's still huge. But I would still pick League.
Yeah, I would agree that Valorant's the number one league. Like, it's still up there. But yeah, I'm like.
Then the next category is easy for me too because it's literally the same as that game, and he has my birthday, and I'm also a huge fan of him. So.
Yeah, there you go.
It's going to be Faker.
Fair. For me, I just went with the Apex one because I feel like Apex is still a pretty competitive one, and I want that one to be over PUBG Mobile.
If for some reason this video goes viral, Faker, we have the same birthdays. We should hang out sometime. Anyways, keep going. Not fangirling at all.
That's hilarious.
Really not.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
went for Imperial Hell because, yeah, I mean, I've seen a good. I probably out of these sets, the ones that are options, I've seen more of the Apex Legends competitive scene, and so that's just the one I know more about.
Fair. All right. Well, before we end this, we gotta go back to the very first page.
Oh yeah, we probably should do that. Oh wait, what about the?
Wait, we still have more.
Oh shit!
we
What, like esports
we have
coach
3
and
more,
shit?
dude. We have esports team coach and esports event,
Yeah.
which I mean, the first two I don't care. I do actually have an opinion about the esports event that actually exists.
I mean, team real quick. I'm gonna have to pick Fnatic. I've been. I mean, in the European scene, I've been a decent amount of Fnatic fan, only because of League. Pretty much, I don't really watch a lot of other esports, unfortunately. But it was close.
It's the Valorant team.
It was close for Evil Geniuses. But yeah, I'm picking Fnatic.
I went for GD Gaming because it's the only League one.
Nice.
It's the only one I cared about. Next one, we're gonna just say Kyle doesn't care.
I'm skipping coach. I don't know shit.
Honestly, I don't know Coach as well. I'm gonna pick.
Again, I just went with the League one.
Yep, that's literally what I was picking too.
I mean, I was like, I think Overwatch would be funny, but also the game's kind of dying at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, esports event.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, but here's the
This
thing.
one I have an opinion about.
I mean, honestly, I'm picking League, but I have also watched the League Worlds for quite a few years in a row, and they always put on a pretty good fucking show. This year, I think, wasn't as good as previous. Unfortunately, they took a kind of like a lot of the previous stuff they did. They didn't really do like a big new, which that was a little upsetting, but it was still fantastic. But honestly, every year before this is also great, and I don't really know much about the other ones, so that's why I'm picking League. But they've all been great.
Sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go vote for Evo because Evo is the fighting game, like big tournament, which means it's the only one on here that hosts more than one game.
Fair.
So, I mean, yes, it is the champions, but I mean, I guess the pro game that I care the most about, which is Smash, is it has the hosting at Evo. Plus, it's like any other, like I think, like Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
like all of the major fighting games are hosted at Evos.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the big one for fighting games, and that just for me because it hosts more than one, it's just better. It's bigger for me.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know enough about all these shows that I also voted for Evo because it's the only one I know about.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it's out of my area of expertise.
On to the big one.
Big one.
Oh, I had reached the end. Vote now.
Vote all categories.
Yeah, okay. I mean, vote now might work too. But
Yeah, either way, I got there. So,
Okay.
game of the year. Well, it comes down to.
GOTY.
Really comes down to two.
Comes down to one.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I can knock out Alan Wake, say we haven't played it. Spider-Man 2 we ain't played, and I would, even if I played it, there's no way. I know there's no way. RE4 is a
Honestly,
remake,
I've heard a lot of good things about Spider-Man 2.
See, and I've heard great things about it too, and about the story and the narrative and all that stuff. But I'm not sure if it does anything that is going to push the envelope in ways half the rest of this list did.
Right.
Because even RE4, like, it was great, but I don't think it pushed the way RE2 did. So that's kind of something else. And I don't know why Mario's on here. Like, I love Mario. I don't know why it's on Game of the Year, but it's fine. But really for me, it's Baldur's Gate 3 and Zelda. And but I got it's gonna be Zelda. It's gonna be Zelda.
Ethan, you want to go or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll give my easy one. Mine's just Zelda. Again, I haven't played Alan Wake, haven't played Spider-Man, played just too little of Res and Baldur's Gate to really have an opinion on them.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Again, kind of the similar things to everyone else is I haven't played Alan Wake, unfortunately. Heard a lot of good things. Marvel 2, my buddy at work literally talks about the game all the time. Like, so it's hard for me not to want to pick that just because just how great of a game, and he has a lot of great opinions on games. Like a lot of the ones he's recommended or just talked about together just always end up being great games. Um, Baldur's great. Unfortunately, I haven't played enough of it, but it is a fantastic game so far. I seriously love just every little thing you do just affects your gameplay. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Resident Evil 4 was great as well. But I don't think it quite, like Kyle said, pushed the envelope. And then, like he said, Mario, fantastic game. Everything, all your features and everything. It's, it brings me back to Super Mario World vibes, like way back in the day. Like I enjoy it so much, but it it's a Mario game. Like again, like I said, unfortunately I don't know why you're up here. Like
It's a
if
2D. Let's quote. It's a 2D Mario game.
if this was like Odyssey days, because when Odyssey came out, that kind of broke open the Mario gameplay
Yeah,
a
that's
bit.
what
For
I'm
sure.
like.
I,
3D
I,
has
I I would have voted for that one, even though I haven't even played it. Still would have voted just because of how much I've seen of it and everything. Like, just looks like a phenomenal game and just everything you could do with it. This Mario, it's kind of a standard. It feels like a standard Mario.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have to give it to Tears of the Kingdom, the most I've played. Fantastic game, like everything. It again, I didn't play Breath of the Wild that much, but if Breath of the Wild is even like 10% of this game, then Breath of the Wild is a fantastic game too. So like this one, just everything,
Yeah,
all the
Tears of the Kingdom
side
is
events and
super good.
everything.
It's
Just
stupid good. Non-stop. Non-stop great game. The ability wheel is insane.
yep.
Everything. The little details. I'm glad they brought caves back. Like, there's just so much to love about that game. I really need to replay it again soon. It's getting close to
I'm
that
gonna wait
time.
until the update for the master mode. It's gonna happen.
Man, they're better. I know they're like, oh, we're not playing anything. Man, you got to give us a free master mode. Like, just not, even if nothing else. Even if nothing else, give us the damn hard mode.
I want the hard mode.
Oh.
We've had hard mode and all the rest. Give me the hard mode.
I will say wait, what does just say? Oh, the game direction. Never mind. Sorry. I will say a big disappointment to me of Tears of the Kingdom was spoilers coming up if you haven't played the game. The fact that they didn't give a lot into how a lot of the stuff got raised into the air. Minaru's backstory at all. Like there's so much they could have done with it. Even like getting that character too just felt kind of as Kyle's mentioned to me before, the whole getting the whole suit and everything was the temple. I wish there was a temple that kind of like gave more on the backstory and stuff like that, or a DLC to give more
Oh, for
on
sure.
that.
Yeah, the Shadow Temple.
Like,
Yeah.
it was a huge letdown in my opinion on that game. I mean, everything else fantastic, but this like it's so open ended on those couple things, which just could have been easily nipped in the butt.
It's crazy. There's so much for them to explore in that world, and they're just done doing it. I swear they like got close to finishing it, and they were like, they just started working on the next one, and just were like, fuck, we just need to get done with this one and get to the next one.
That's why I'm
Too much on this.
That's why I'm so excited for this God of War Ragnarok DLC, just because there's so much stuff that is just open ended, and even if they, close up 50% of them, I will be happy. Like, please give me some more details. Like, what happens?
Exactly.
Because they said
none of it.
Because they said this is it. This is the last he's gonna be in the Norse mythology kind of
Right.
area. So I need some answers, please.
Yeah. I mean, all I want now is I want another. Give me more. I want Twilight Princess again.
Nice.
Give me it again. Give me the HD version.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get that one on here. It's definitely my least favorite 3D Zelda, but like, it has so many good fucking moments.
Shoot you in the foot.
Yeah, whatever. You're more than welcome to.
I'm glad we got to vote on all these. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play much tonight. Hopefully next week or maybe even sometime soon. But I do have to head out.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. We won't be together next week. Ethan's got an exam, but
Oh, dang.
Gotta
but
I mean,
examine it.
the Game Awards are
possible.
exactly a week away, December 7th,
Oh, okay.
and they usually run. They start like dinner time-ish, I'm pretty sure, and then run until like 10 or 11. So I just said I'll probably pop into Discord while I'm watching it, and then whenever Ethan
Okay.
gets out, if y'all just want to hang out, we could chat while it's on.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down. I
I'm down.
might still be playing God of War at that point. This game just on
Yeah,
this
for sure.
difficulty seems like it's gonna be a while. So
For sure, man.
Yeah.